So we've seen where the journey starts, but here's the view from the very top. Directors Lana Samuels, Claudio Cuomo and Matthew Pillios bring eye-watering volumes, premium markets and serious results. Once again, hosted by our dear friend Tom Panos, these are operators playing at the pointy end of the industry. They'll unpack how they protect standards, lead teams, manage pressure and continue to grow in already dominant markets. If you want to know what next level really looks like, then lean in for this session. Strap in for a powerhouse session. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stage, Lana, Claudio and Matthew.
Go in the middle? Okay. So there's a baby coming. And I'm happy because you told me that you wanted a baby and you've been trying and it's coming and it's due in when?
April.
In April.
20, is this on?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
20 weeks scan this morning, so it's all happening.
Okay, so...
This looks amazing as well.
And I've got to tell you, we were having a quick chat outside and you operate in the same marketplace, your offices are in the same area, and I don't know, you know, in some places in Melbourne, it's like bulletproof vests, right? But these guys get on and...
I got a text yesterday from Maddie saying, hey Lana, here's a client that I think you're going to resonate with. I think you're a better fit. Go get them. Like, that's the type of relationship which is so rare in what we do. And that's a big testament to you, Maddie, because there's not many people that operate the way that we do, and we've always had that relationship.
Maddie.
I feel like thank you for having us. It's great to be here. Thank you for having us. 1, 2. I'll speak loud. Great to be here.
Put it.
Thank you for having me. But yeah, Lana's like my sister, honestly. I feel like she's my real estate sister. You know, sometimes we do compete, but a lot of times I feel like I won't win a listing. So I go, Lana, go and chase this prospective person. One time Lana worked so hard, she got a really high offer for a client. They were unexpected, really very high expectations, I should say. Lana got a great offer, couldn't sell it. Authority ran out. She said, Matt, get this listing. I got it and I sold it. So it's just all about looking after each other.
Well, that's very good. I'll be honest.
If I lose to him, I'm wrapped. Like, if I actually do lose to him, I'm like, you've made a good
Maddie.
choice.
I've been losing a few.
Maddie, tell me the truth. You know the one you referred to yesterday is a good listing?
It's not bad. No, high twos, you know.
High twos?
High twos. No, it's good. Everything's money, and especially in a tougher market.
Hey, did you know that Matt Pillios worked for realestate.com? He was a sales rep. He didn't have Luke Dorr. Is Luke still here? He didn't have Luke's job. He was a guy that used to go in saying, take Premier All, take Premier All. That's what he did. How long? When did you get into real estate?
I got into resi in 2015.
Okay, so just give me a rough idea, give everyone a view. You work at K & Burton.
Yep.
Okay, average price and
yep.
All that sort of stuff.
Firstly, once again, it's great to be here. It's a great honour. I've been in resident. Firstly, Matthew Pillios, director at K & Burton. I've been a residential real estate since 2015, so only 10 years. I started at 36. And, you know, in terms of stats and what I'm writing and sales...
Average price?
Average price is about 4 to 5 million.
How many deals you do this year?
In terms of deals, it was probably about 70 and 80. I'm on track to have one of my better years. I had one of my best quarters last quarter. It was 1.2 million GCI. I wish this quarter was 1.2. I was saying to Lana, it's hit a bit of a hurdle. But
Can I ask you, leaving your other brand, going to this brand, when you change brands, is it a big disruption or does it happen like seamless?
You know what? It was fairly seamless. I thought it'd be, you know, I've got a very strong mindset and I had a lot of media and I had a few opposition agents going, okay, there's an opportunity to try to bring him down a bit. But it was really good because I came into such a professional company. They just had all the resources. So I was able to come straight in. I had a 2 month. Right. So it was good.
Lana, how long have you been in real estate?
Close to 8 years.
8 years. What were you doing before real estate?
Luxury sales, working in London for 10 years. So not real estate.
In London?
Yeah.
Selling what? Like
alcohol to all the 5-star hotels, Michelin star restaurants and all the West End nightclubs.
Where were you born?
Belgium.
So you in Belgium, you came to Australia first? Like, did you
Born in Brussels, Belgium.
Yeah.
Lived in Belgium until I was 8, moved to Australia, did my schooling, met my husband at 18, moved to London, did 10 years in luxury sales in Mayfair, and then moved to Melbourne to join Marty Fox for the launch of White Fox Real Estate.
Beautiful. Claudio.
Yes, Tom.
I had a look here. Like you're the volume agent on here. You've got a much lower price point. Well, you've got to work twice or three times as hard to get that one fee, but you sell a lot of properties. In fact, your scorecard here is telling me it is around 160.
Yeah, for the last 7 years, on average, over the course of 12 months of the calendar year, we've done between 150 to 180 sales each year.
Okay, where do you work? Just your snapshot. You know, where do you play?
We focus on 2 postcodes, 3046 and 3044, covers four or five suburbs.
Okay.
He's from Sydney. What suburbs are they?
Pascoe, Oak Park, Glenroy, Hatfield.
Okay, and the average price is what, 700-800?
60 to 70% of our business is $500,000 to $1 million, and then 30% will sneak up $1 million to $2 million, but probably more in that segment, 1 to 1.5.
Man, you have got a reputation from real estate people I know as Mr. Discipline. That is, you're a very disciplined person. Do you think
My wife says, but anyway.
Do you think you are?
When it comes to real estate and work, definitely. Health and gym, I haven't got that down pat yet, but I'm working on it. But I've got 2 or 3 core disciplines which I will credit.
Can I ask you what they are?
If I were to pick the top 2 or 3, it's preparing tomorrow's call list today. It's 3 45-minute call sessions from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, because after then your week's booked out and you've got to fill up Thursday and Friday. And it's just a magic number of hitting 10 to 15 appointments a week if you get in front of that many people every week. Unless you're socially retarded or awkward, you're not going to help moving into business and having
You didn't hear that word, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So Claudio, let's focus on this for a moment. Let's focus on. He said 3 things. Number 1, prepare lists the day before. Because I've got to tell you, I'm actually convinced the single one reason why most real estate agents don't reach the level of prospecting that they can is they've got too much friction. Where's the friction? The friction is, who do I call? What's their number? You've got rid of the friction beforehand by having a powerful list give you powerful results.
Yeah, you're not wasting that first hour in the morning scrambling, who am I going to call, so on and so forth.
Okay, then you've gone off and you said you're doing 3 45-minute sessions and they're done in the first half of the day, I presume, but I could be wrong.
At 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Won't take appointments Monday through to Wednesday within that time frame, no team meetings, nothing at all.
And then the last ritual was 10 to 15 appointments, which works out to being 2 to 3 appointments per day on average on a Monday to Friday.
I only do half days Wednesday and Friday, so they're mainly crammed in Monday, Tuesday and Thursday.
Okay. Matthew Pillios. Energy, follow-up, it's what people talk about. What is the one behaviour you execute that other agents simply cannot sustain at your level, but it's the reason that you win business? What is your competitive advantage, you think?
Yeah, thanks. I'll try to stay.
Mike?
Try to stay as athlete fit as I can. So I work really hard. I plan my year in seasons, Tom, and I work in 2 seasons like an AFL player. So I've got season 1 that starts around January the 28th, and my season goes till about July the 1st. And then I've got season 2 that starts in late July, so let's call it August the 1st, July the 31st. And I go super hard to December the 24th. Nobody goes harder. I know I can look my vendors in the eye and tell them nobody will ever work as hard as myself. I'm committed 6.5 days a week. If someone texts me at 7:30, I'll respond. If someone rings me at 9:30, I'll respond. It's probably not the work-life balance that everyone has, but I strictly don't drink alcohol Monday to Saturday during the seasons. I rarely drink during those seasons on a Saturday night. I'll enjoy myself in July. Sometimes go to Greece. I'll text you when I'm there, or go to Bali. I'll recharge. I train 5 or 6 days a week, but for me, it's mindset, it's consistency builds trust. Everyone knows that Matt Pillios is going to be always at the top of his game, and that's something I pride myself in. Keeping myself super healthy and fit. I can work longer hours. I've got great energy, and I think I'm known for my energy and teamwork.
How old are your kids, by the way?
My kids are 16. My son's nearly 17, 16 and a half, and my daughter's 15.
Okay, Belle's your wife's Belle.
Well, Belinda, yep.
What time do you get home at nights?
I get home Monday to Wednesday. I get home generally around 8:30. I try to do a home dinner. We have family because they're older. They don't actually eat till about 7:45. So what I'll do is say to Belle, "Kids eating. I'll be at my office is 5 minutes away. I'll be there at 7:45. I'll sit down and have a 40-minute dinner with the kids. I'll jump back in the home office at 8:20, and I'll make sure I go through Tom." Everyone else has rang me, everyone has texted me that day. I don't want one person that hit the pillow and go, Matt Pillios, and get back to me. So sometimes I sit in my home office till 9 o'clock, responding to every text, WhatsApp. If it's a missed call, I'll say, hey, it's Matt Pillios, missed your call today, can I give you a call back now? Or is tomorrow okay? Ring me now or text me. So it's just the work ethic. Monday to Wednesday, I load up my hours. Thursday, Friday is about a 70% day. I like to go out and play golf like other golfers, but I recharge for the Saturday. I prepare myself for Saturday. I follow up everything I've missed Monday to Thursday, then Saturday's money day. So I just pride myself on that elite service and just being on 24/7 during those. I've got in real estate, Tom. A normal person's got 4 weeks off a year. We have no work in July, just about. No work, say, from December the 20th to 6 weeks. See, I say to myself, I've got 8 weeks off a year, 9 weeks. So for that 43 weeks a year, I'm going to go super hard and have extreme intensity.
Okay. Lana, I remember you did it in the real estate gym last year and then this year at Arab. And you've got this incredible ability to win share of mind and win share of heart. And if you win share of mind and share of heart, you win share of wallet, right? You've got this ability to build trust with people. I want to ask you, where is actually trust won? Where do you feel like it's in the transaction? And what do most agents completely butcher in the process, you reckon?
I believe that trust isn't won in the glitzy moments, in the sold stickers, in the champagne clinging. I really believe that trust is built in the moments behind closed doors, in the unsexy moments that we have in real estate. And a lot of agents don't realise that the vendors are noticing what's happening from the very moment that you connect until the very end. For me, trust is built from the moment that you walk through that front door, the way that you present yourself, the way that you're dressed, the way that you smell, the way that you speak, the conversations that you're having, not sounding like scripts and dialogues, being authentic, being relatable, and being unapologetically yourself and listening. For me, it's also built in the moments when things don't go to plan. In the negotiation, you see someone's true colours. And I, as a director, and I manage a team, when my team's in the thick of the negotiation, things aren't going to plan, that's when you see someone's real colours. And I believe that they're the moments that the vendors are really watching you. And they're the moments that you're building that trust with your clients. So for me, the trust really begins before I've even met them. And I believe that a lot of agents do get it wrong because they're chasing the commission, or they're chasing the deal, or they're chasing the listing. I think if agents listened a little bit more and came prepared and really valued what the clients are saying in that moment, they'd probably win a lot more business. And for me, it's about storytelling and building that before I've even walked through the door through strategic social media.
So, Lana, on the weekend, I was talking to a Tesla advisor. He didn't even call himself a salesperson. He says, I'm an advisor here. And he was so good. He was so good. And at the end, I said to him, I work in real estate. He goes, I know who you are. And then I said to him, I go, you would do so good in real estate. What's your approach? He goes, I'm not interested in selling you your first car. I'm interested in selling you your second and your third and your fourth car. And that was profound. Because he goes, if you think about that, because if I'm interested in selling you your second and your third and your fourth car, I care about you than me wanting to make this sale here. So my whole approach is going to be very different.
Correct. And I think for me, when I go into an appointment, they know that I can sell a house. Great. That's the baseline. But how do you perform under pressure? How do you respond when I call or text you? And what are these touch points along the way? And when something goes wrong, how do you handle it? And I think that's where I've been able to build a lot of trust. And I always say that I'm a referral agent. You know, I've been really lucky. Actually, it's not luck, it's hard work, I should say, that a lot of my clients will speak my praises. That's how I've built my business over the years. And when someone works with me, they usually work with me throughout, you know, their cycle, or friends and family. So I think those moments are imperative, and you can't think about the short-term gain. It's about the relationship and who they know, because it spreads like wildfire. And I will end off by saying my mum always said to me growing up as a little girl, and you met mum at ARIC, reputation is everything. Once you lose it, you never get it back. You've got one shot. Real estate's a very small little world. If you say you're going to do something, you do it. I under-promise, always over-deliver. So I always try and keep it in check.
I reckon Lana would agree with this. I always say we're in the relationship game, but we also sell real estate and we're property professionals. So it's, you know, you're so good with your relationships. I try to be. We're in the relationship game. You build strong relationships with people. If they like you, then they will trust you and do business with you. So you may be the second best agent, but you know, you have a great relationship and trust with them. They will do business with you. They'll choose to do business with you 9 out of 10 times.
Claudio, can I just ask you, 170, 180, 160 deals, like, I auction properties that go for $1 million, I auction properties that go for $5 million, I auction cheap units, expensive houses, and I can see the process and sometimes putting a deal together with that first home buyer where $1,000 is everything to them. It's not, you know, it's not easy. The ability to process that amount of listings to make that amount of sales, like, you've got to have a great back end. Your plumbing in your business has got to be so robust because there's deals coming through daily.
Definitely, it actually comes down to, as everyone up here would know, and most of the people out there, the team behind you. Thankfully, over the years, I've had some incredible and talented and skilled operators that I've had the pleasure of working with. For the last 5 or so years, it's been Johnny, my team. He's become probably one of the most skilled and talented people in buyer work that I've had the pleasure to work with. And predominantly sort of anything under 750, 850, given he's bought his first home, he's gone through that process, he's lived those emotions. He's now at a skill level that he virtually handles that from end to end from the buying perspective.
What's your model? So there's lead agent you've just mentioned the person that does, I'm curious, what's the model look like?
So my goal in the team is to list 150, 160. John's goal is to list 15. So he's delved into that as well. It's basically myself and a 2IC in John. We've now brought on an additional buyer specialist that does a bit of buyer transfer work between director teams. I've got a centralised marketing manager, centralised operations manager.
So they're not just yours. The marketing manager is not just for you?
No, I want every listing agent in our office to have the exact same standard of marketing output in every single thing they're doing in terms of process, contact with solicitors, etc., whether they're selling 50 homes a year or 150. So those two centralised parties service all listing teams in addition to myself, and we've got a remote professional as well that handles everything that is not client-facing.
Okay. I want to ask, productivity, what's unsexy? This is to, anyone can answer this. What's unsexy, boring, repetitive, the stuff that people don't see on Insta that actually makes you money? And this is to all of you.
Everything.
Yeah. Phone calls, repetitive, like every day showing up, you know, every day I've got to do my hair, you know, look as the best version possible. Let me tell you, I'd love just to wear a shirt and tie. No makeup, yeah, you don't need makeup, but no makeup. But every day, consistency. Every day on social media, putting up properties. Every day doing the phone calls, the callbacks, the open homes, the grind. People don't realise it is a long game. You know, it's and I'll never forget in 2015, 16, 17 time, I thought, how am I going to make money? I took, you know, a 100 grand package from real estate, like on 120 grand it was, but it was comfortable. I wanted to make, you know, 500, 600 million a year. It is a 3-5 year plan, but it is all achievable, and it's the grind behind the scenes. You've got to be nice to people, and you've got to take rejection. It's all about persistence and positive, and it's just, you know, it's every week turning up, every Monday to Saturday turning up, and being the best version possible.
The other from a director's perspective, the other unsexy and boring stuff is the countless hours of watching videos on the real estate gym, the training, the seminars, coming back, distilling those ideas, meeting with the team to try and implement a new graphic, a new concept to share with the guys in the listing presentations to have that 1%, 2%, 3% edge. It's always having that mindset in addition to your listing and selling. But that for me has been probably one of the most exciting parts that I focus in the business, where Marwin's more on team relationships and vibe and ethos, etc.
You just prompted me. Can I get that to the AV desk? Can I get that QR code up there? Thank you.
You've just asked for another salsa song.
Yeah. So, which one's that? Oh, that's real estate gym. So there's two, isn't there? So that's real estate gym. That's real estate gym, and that's black belt. So just leave it up there for a moment. I want to let you know what black belt is. Black belt. So guys? This has been the best year of my life. I'll tell you why. So on February the 13th at Peter Mac, I was being told I've had a cancer that was always incurable. And I can't believe it. It happened in my lifetime. They found a cure during my lifetime. So I'm going to be getting it at Peter Mac at some point in the future. I'm in remission now, but I had cancer. So what's happened is all of a sudden, and I've got to tell you, team, I want you to picture 20 years just keeping it to yourself because you got 2 kids and you don't want them to say your dad's going to die, and to walk in and have your oncologist look at you and say, Tom, I have some news. We can now fix this. And I just thought, I went in 1 second, I went hope, tears. I thought about my brother that passed. And then I just thought to myself, for the first time in 20 years, I have hope. And what's happened is that has allowed me, I've planned now. You know, I've never been planning, because why would you plan if all you want to do is just get through the day? But I just want to ask, what does personal marketing look like? You're known as the celebrity sports real estate guy, like Kudafides, all these AFL players, mate, Pillios is our boy, the UFC, you know, right? Do you spend money on brand? Do you spend money to get yourself out into those communities?
Yeah, definitely. I make sure, once you start with those guys, it's about momentum. So I make sure I'm at the top of my game so I don't stuff it up, right? Because as Lana said, your reputation is everything. So it's a referral-based business. I take a lot of good clients out for dinners and have, after a sale, say we're taking you and your wife out, take a nice restaurant, you spend 3 or 4 hours, because then they go, mate,
can we take that slide down, get the guys back on?
Hey, back to that as well. I just want to say, if anyone's under 4 or 5 years in their real estate career, I should say always, but I always was at the Tom Panos gym. So this is not a promo for Tom, but I was always with Tom Panos gym early in my career. I think I still am, but I've probably been a bit busy, so I just ring Tom for some advice. But it's the best thing, and even when I have a new agent start at my business, Claudio and Lana probably the same, I go, I'm going to buy you a Tom Panos membership. It's $500 for the year, whatever it is. Is that right? Give or take? $650. It's gone up of inflation. But yeah, that's the best thing I can honestly, I'm telling you, it's the best thing you can do. But yeah, just with all the celebrities, it's a great honour. It's always about being humble, professional. Privacy is a big thing.
Do you spend money on personal marketing?
I do.
Do you sponsor things?
Yeah, I sponsor a lot of, I sponsor Brighton Grammar, Brighton Primary, Furbank College. There's some big...
what sort of dollars do you reckon you spend a year out of personal money yourself?
Yep.
Not on VPA, not on properties,
yep.
on stuff on...
I probably spend 40 to 50,000 a year, 50 grand a year. Sponsoring schools, getting myself on boards. Look, I probably started on 10. So in my first 2 years, 3 years at Buxton, I sponsored Brighton Primary School for 7 grand a year and a local footy club for 5 grand. But I was getting my, part of their database. I was meeting people there. I was one listing. The mentality is one listing, you get it back. 2 listings, you make money. You've got to build your brand. So it's just about getting yourself out there. I go and still do. I'm doing a charity auction tonight at 8:30 at the Brighton Sale Club of a big ladies' charity. There's 800. Well, my wife doesn't know this. She just thinks it's a charity. There's 800 ladies in the room. I'm going to jump on stage there. And Belinda's a bit strict sometimes, Tom. But no, I'll be there on stage professionally, and I'm auctioning off 8 charity auctions. I'd love to be either on my couch at 8:30 tonight and that, but I'm just doing that, A, for a good cause to give my time, but B, I know commercially that there's going to be some people go, I like this guy. And I might pick up a couple of listings. I might head in front of the, hopefully it's none of Lana's clients, but I might head in front of another agent. So it's just going the extra. It's being front of mind and being present, and it's consistency builds trust, always.
Can I ask, we haven't touched, I don't know whether there's been any talk over the day on AI, but is AI playing any role in your businesses at all?
Yes.
Okay.
Time management. I mean, for me, it's a tool that if you use it correctly, you will be able to get time back to use into different avenues. I've always been a big believer that you lean into your strengths, and I outsource everything that I can because I know what I'm good at, and I need to be in front of people. So for me and our team, we're not, huge into it yet, but even just using the simple things like the ChatGPTs has really streamlined my business and allowed me to focus on the things that are more dollar productive for me, and that is being face-to-face with our clients. So I think from an organisational point of view, from a time effectiveness perspective, it's incredible. And just quick checks, instead of going through a contract and running through that, you can throw it in there and you can get an answer pretty quickly. And that's one thing that you cannot buy in life, and that is time. So I think from a speed of service and time management, it is a game changer for all of us.
Claudio, are you using AI for anything?
If you ask my wife, I had to change the voice on my ChatGPT to a male one. She was getting a bit suspicious. I use it basically very similar as a personal assistant. Anything that comes up, an issue, a challenge that I need to research into, legislation, so on and so forth. What used to take you hours, or you'd have to delegate and take away other people's time in your team, you can find in 30 seconds. So it's more from that perspective. It helps with creating video scripts. They used to take an hour, 5-10 minutes, they're done. From a marketing perspective in the office, just 3 good heading options, nice punchy intro. Again, it's just speed of service and execution.
Okay, team, take a couple of AI apps down that I think are real game changers. The first one is Crystal. What Crystal does, it allows you to put your vendors into that platform, their Instagram and Facebook account gets analysed, and in 60 seconds they give you a personality assessment and say, when you go and visit them, this is how you will list their property. Say this, don't say this. It does it very well. It takes their Instagram, their Facebook, their LinkedIn account, it processes all the data, and it says this is the kind of person they are. So it is called Crystal. There is another one that is not as good, but I think it's cheaper. It's called Humantic. Let me move on. The next thing is, Hey Jen, if you work in a marketplace where you've got people that speak, English as a second language, you can actually get your market wrap and you put it into Hey Jen, and it translates it word for word into any language that you want. So you can have your market wraps going into different communities, and you just do it once. So I'm going to repeat that. It's called Hey Jen. HeyGen. The third one is simply ChatGPT or any of the AI that you're using. You get your CRM report, you put it in, and then what you do is say, can you provide me a weekly vendor report to this vendor using the data from Ignite? You just put it in and it gives you a 1-page vendor report. If the vendor is overpriced, you then re-prompt it and say, owner needs to get realistic with their expectations. Could you please give me some data points to say that they should reduce their expectation, right? And if you're still not happy with it, you can say, oh, their English is very poor. Could you make this more basic so they can understand it? I would probably say they are the 3 biggest at the moment, and obviously nearly everyone is using it for copywriting. So just use ChatGPT to do all their ads. But by the way, I got an agent that told me all he does now at the start of every month, he goes on there and says, can I have 20 video reels that I can do this month that make me look like a trusted advisor? I don't want to have commission breath. I don't want to sound like they say this on the actual prompt. I don't want to sound like a wanker. Could you give me 20 video reels? And it does it. Video 1, video 2, video 3. It is amazing. Let's keep going. We've got about 6-7 minutes left. The brutal truth. I love this. What's the uncomfortable truth about becoming a multi-million-dollar agent that all three of you are here on stage are, that most people simply don't want to hear? Claudio.
I believe it's just about choosing your sacrifice. 0 to 10 years in my career, I was prepared to sacrifice time. I was younger, I wasn't married, didn't have kids yet. I just put in more hours, worked harder, trained harder, etc. So it was time I was sacrificing. From years 10 to 15 in my career, I had my partner. At that time, we had one child. I chose to sacrifice a little bit of personal income to start building a small team. Gave me a little bit more time back at home, but work was still priority focus. From year 15 in my career to today, which is about 21 years in the industry, it's been about sacrificing more of the pie to get back time, as what you can never replace. And what's more important to me now is seeing my daughter's netball games, seeing my son's footy and basketball games, doing a half day Wednesday and Friday, picking them up, taking them to school drop-offs, making their lunches for the next day, and enjoying dinner with them. Even this year, one of my most important goals wasn't GCI numbers, so on and so forth. It was actually having one weekend off every single month, which I achieved bar 1 month because I had 2 weekends off the month before and I felt guilty, so I worked that whole month. But that for me at this stage of my career is what I'm prepared to sacrifice. So it's just about knowing what you're prepared to sacrifice at each different stage of your career, because your values and what's important to you will change.
Beautiful. Lana?
I think the brutal truth is that it's not glamorous. You know, I think we've really touched on that and leaned into that in this session today. There's so much work that goes on behind the scenes, sorry. And I think it's really what you want to get out of it, you will put in. Like, you will always see the rewards if you outwork yourself daily. I always think it's a one-horse race, and it's me. I don't look at Matt as a competitor. I don't look at anyone else within the industry as competition. I am my own competition, and I wish I would have known that earlier on. Like, every morning I look in the mirror and I want to be better than I was yesterday. And what do I need to do? I need to work my ass off, you know, and hearing Claudio's story with all the different milestones throughout the years, for me, I've accelerated my career through being clever, I think, and really leaning into my social media, which is my business media. And I built a brand before I built a resume. And I wish I would have known that a little bit sooner. But if you want it, you can get nothing's out of your reach. And I wish that I would have known that from the very beginning, and to not try and copy anyone. This is something that I tell my team all the time. Be you, be Tom, be Matt, be Claudio, be Lana. Don't try and copy anyone else out there. Just be yourself, and people will gravitate to you and your energy, and all of a sudden that will compound, and then doors start to open and deals start to come to fruition.
Beautiful, beautiful, Matt.
That was
brutal
beautifully
truth.
said. Yeah, they both, Claudio and Lana, told my two was sacrifice. Sacrifice is key. You've got to put in the long hours. You've got to, you know, I say no to going out to some boozy lunch. Come out with us. We'll take you for lunch for 3-4 hours. I've got to work. You know, I miss out on Friday nights. Like, I'll give you an example. Last week, my friend Haddam owns Atlantic restaurant here in the Crown. It's very successful. He owns Miss Collins. 11th birthday, Matt, I want you and Belle to come. It's 11th birthday. We've got a booth, mate, champagne, everything. Friday night, 8 o'clock. And I said, mate, I would love to go more than anything. You know, I'm 46 years old, but I said, mate, I've got such a big day on Saturday. And I said, I know I'll be tired. He's like, mate, you don't have to drink much. You just have a couple of drinks. I said, I can't, mate. So I miss out on their sacrifices, but on Saturday I worked all day. I did some deals. Exactly what Lana says, be yourself, be authentic, be hungry, passion. People love authenticity. Even if you're not the most sharpest or whatever, just be a great person. They're the things. Positive mindset, keep good habits. Early in my career, I wasn't maybe, you know, I was probably drinking occasionally and going out for my mates and wasn't training. I trained 5 days out of 7 days, sometimes 6 days in a good week. But I wasn't, those habits, you know, I was going to bed at 10:30, not 9:30, 9:45. Good habits at home, good habits in life lead to better energy and better success. You know, then I go to mentors. I approached Tom when I was probably 2019, as I started rising up, and always be a student. You know, I still ask Tom, for example, talking and asking questions.
Can you bring up those QRs, please? Both of them. I want to let you know, Real Estate Gym, you know what it is. That's online. But Black Belt is face-to-face, in a room every quarter for 2 days, every month, accountability, and I'm on your WhatsApp group daily in your EBU. So we're talking about forensic. So we got 50 spots. 42 have we've actually got 80 people.
So good.
42 have been taken. I still can go through another 40 people, but Susan has gone out and she goes, Tom, I think these people, unless you're riding 500 GCI, you shouldn't be in Black Belt because it won't suit you. Team, I've got to let you know that you guys are the pinnacle of the industry, extraordinary. What you've done, you've come in here, taken time out, not receiving any money for it. You're good people come first. And I've got to say, I don't know where you're at in life, but I need you to actually really, I'm going to summarize what they've said. The first years, it's hard, it sucks, it's bad, it's not good. But it's going to get better. The second thing that I'm hearing is the importance of understanding. So in the first part of your life, like I'm looking at your lives now, and all of you've all have come through real estate so far not damaged, because nothing makes me more upset when I'm sitting there on a Zoom in front of a person and they say to me, Tommy, I don't know how to say it to you, because they know I get upset. I've split. And then I think to myself, fuck, okay. So then I think to myself, but why? And you know what it is? Listen to me carefully. You know what? If you give everything of yourself to every buyer and every seller, and you give everything of yourself to your people at the office, and then you come home and there's nothing left and you're empty, that's a problem. That's a problem. Because you don't want to be the real estate agent with the trophies on the wall that basically says, I had it all, I came first, but when I crossed the line, I died. And that's what I had a client say to me that lost his house, lost his family, said, yeah, Tom, yes, I was number one for 15 years in a row, but what? You cross the finish line, you're first, and then you just die? What sort of a life is that? Team, give your hands together. What an amazing group of people.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And by the way, everyone, let me tell you, these books, Sales Agent Framework and The Hustle, listen, every franchise, every cooperative comes to me, they all want to do things with me so I can actually promote them and that. And I had one of them say to me, Tom, why do you keep using those business plans? I said, because I look at everything, I look at everyone's work. What do you think of the real estate gym? I've just ripped off everyone's content and I edit it and make it better, right? I've taken everyone's group and I said, and one guy goes, did you do that? I said, exactly. That's exactly what Google does and that's exactly what ChatGPT does. I just do it in a real estate genre. But I've got to tell you, Sales Agent Framework and the Hustle Playbook, you know your past appraisals? You keep them in here, trust me. Keep this book with you and have all your appraisals in there. To me, Manos, this is as close you'll have to a McDonald's system on an EBU, those 3 booklets, right? It's all there. Anyway, give them a big round of applause. Let's get Fiona and Arthur back on here. Outstanding work.